In my experience, rescue dogs, at least the ones that are a little bit older, they're not stupid. They know what they've been through, and they know they experience the feelings of gratitude and appreciation. The puppies are happy-go-lucky, and they're like, yay, whatever, sure. But some of these dogs that have spent 3, 6, 9 months in a shelter, they know what freedom is. They know what an adopter is. Getting emotional. Growing up, I was never allowed to have a dog. I have kind of a bigger family. I'm one of 4 kids, and we all played sports, and so my parents always said we didn't have time for a dog. And back then, shelters weren't really a thing, especially living in Massachusetts. So I did buy a puppy from a breeder. He was a little Jack Russell, and I had him for 17 years. And I began to understand the need to adopt dogs. And so I adopted my very first rescue in 2007 from All Breed Rescue. And adopting Dixie really opened my eyes to the need and kind of how bad the problem is down south.
And what I've seen just traveling from the south to the north is you don't see dog pens out in the yard. You don't see dogs tied to trees. I mean, you always see a human with a leash walking these dogs.
All Breed Rescue is dedicated to placing adoptable dogs in good homes and ensuring that it works out.
It's been gratifying to be able to kind of help the situation, educate people up north, and save dogs and find them great homes, whereas, otherwise they could just become a statistic.
We reached out to All Breed on the advice of a local veterinarian actually in Clinton, and we're given her name. And so we worked with several people, and now working with Mia, who was just incredibly awesome to work with. And so now we're able to send dogs up about every 2 to 3 weeks.
Mia started pulling and helping some adoptions, and then they just started being able to pull 10 to 20 dogs at a time from us.
So getting the dogs up here from the south is quite an undertaking, but once you kind of know what you're doing, it gets easier.
At the shelter here, we take in about 7,000 animals a year. We have the public bringing in animals, we have animal control bringing in animals, and those animals have to be processed and vaccinated, microchipped, tested for heartworms.
My thinking is always about kennel space and how quickly can they get adopted so we can save another one.
It's really helped out on this end. It's really clearing our shelters out because, she can say, hey, I like this dog, and this dog. Can you go and check them out?
The hardest part for me is having to say no to dogs because you kind of know what the alternative is.
We are a high-kill shelter. We have been working very hard for the last couple of years to be a non-kill facility. Most of our dogs that come in as stray dogs and no owner reclaim.
When I started here in October, there were over 400 animals in the facility, and almost every dog that was heartworm positive was euthanized.
I have seen my fair share of abuse, neglect.
Sometimes the shelter animals can come with unknown traumas, unknown emotional baggage, we would call it.
They've been through hell, and then they're shown the good life, and they don't want to go back to that. They want to stay where they're at, and they want to be loved.
I understand that there are certain dogs that have behavioral issues or medical issues that can make it very difficult for them to have a good quality of life. But we need to do the best for them too.
those that do have a little, few problems, that's where I step in and I work with them to make sure that that gets corrected before they go home.
Then myself and our other employees, we just love that animal unconditionally and show it what it has been missing and try our best to either find it a home or find it a rescue group. I'm kind of getting a feel for what all breed is looking for, so I might see a dog and I'm like, oh, that's an all breed dog.
So a transport day basically is an exciting day. Depending on what time transport arrives, we get the dogs out, let them run a little bit, give them just a little bit of food, and about 30 minutes, 45 minutes before transport, we have a team of volunteers that come over and just basically make sure all the paperwork is squared away.
We get the dogs vetted, health certificates, to make sure that they're healthy and okay to travel.
The dogs are ready to go, everything's packed up.
And the rescue van comes straight here.
When the vans roll up, we just start loading them so they can get on their way and say our goodbyes.
And takes them to All Breed Rescue.
You're live. We're live. Whee! All right, so transport day. We don't have too many pups today.
So when the transport arrives, it's a really exciting time for staff and volunteers, and we've been utilizing Facebook live stream, and so even our community beyond just the people that are here, those that follow us on Facebook, get really excited.
Transport day is usually a little bit hectic. There's a lot going on. We usually just take all the dogs off the truck, which is really fun because it's like a grand unveiling of all the dogs.
Everyone's just hugging on them and loving them, and their little tails are wagging. It's just such an exciting time for everyone here to see the new class coming in to the rescue. And so people are just so excited to be a part of the transports and be part of the solution and finding these dogs homes. It's a really special and unique moment. It's my favorite. It's like Christmas morning.
Our hope is to get somewhere close to 800 dogs adopted by the end of the year.
If there's going to be one sort of final encompassing thought here, it would be that rescue is a great way to go, whether it's a dog, cat, or a bird. He's a rescue.
If I had to tell somebody one sentence about an adopted dog or a rescue dog.
I don't know if I can say that in one sentence.
That's going to choke me up.
It's never a decision you'll regret. Adopting a dog might make you crazy. You might have some hard times, but you'll never think back and be like, geez, I really regret saving that life.
You don't have to adopt a puppy. Everyone always says, oh, it's all in how you've raised them or anything like that, and that's not the case. Every dog I have has come to me as an adult, and they love me just as much as if I'd had them since the day they were born. So, and a puppy's only a puppy for 6 months, so adopting an adult dog is just absolutely the way to go. It's very rewarding, and those dogs certainly need homes too.
If I had one sentence, if somebody were going to adopt a dog, be patient. Give them time, let them adjust. Be patient.
For me personally, I've adopted several dogs from All Breed Rescue, and each time they've brought something special to me. And I think I've brought something special to them as well.
Adoption is wonderful. I mean, it's saving a life.
It will change your entire life for the better. I have never had anything be so rewarding, ever.
It's the best decision you'll ever make. They're the greatest thing ever.
That was awesome. Thank you.
Awesome.
Do you see that doggy in the shelter? The one with the take me home eyes. If you give him love and attention, he will be your best friend for life. In each town and city across the nation, there's so many dogs with no home, hungry with no one to protect them, lost in this world all alone. Do you see that doggy in the shelter? The one with the take me home eyes. If you give him love and attention, he will be your best friend for life. Collies and beagles by the roadside, puppies and dogs in the street. Once they are rescued by a shelter, they'll finally have something to eat. Doggies and kitties who are homeless, with sad eyes and tails hanging down, let's do what we can to show them kindness and let them know they've been found. Do you see that doggy in the shelter? The one with the take me home eyes. If you give him love and attention, he will be your best friend for life.